Welcome, book lovers, to Creatives on the Couch, presented by ASJ Publishing. I'm your host, Christine Madaffrey, and today I'm speaking with filmmaker Luke Launer about his upcoming and past projects. Welcome to the couch, Luke.
Thank you very much, Christine.
Tell us how it all came to be. Where did you get the inspiration?
Well, look, it started from just watching a bunch of films. That's where I get a lot of my inspiration from. I just keep watching films, and there might be certain elements or certain things that I like, and I'll take that out, and then I'll manipulate it and tweak it and try and make it my own, put my own spin on it. So I just watched a lot of movies like Paranormal Activity and
Yes.
what else?
Remember the
Funny
impact
Games.
when that came out?
Yeah.
The impact when it came out of that style was enormous.
Well, it's because it was original. It was unique. It's never been done before.
And Blair Witch Project 2.
Yeah. So that's pretty much where it starts. Like, it just come from brainstorming, a lot of research and development and things like that. I just, had a bit of time to think, which you do. And, just come up with a bunch of ideas, wrote it down, and just kind of crafted my own story around it. And, the rest is history.
So before that, backing up a little, when you were a kid, you did not think of becoming a filmmaker. You're not one of those children who knew from...
No. This happened later on. It hit me like a sledgehammer overnight
amazing.
kind of thing. Filmmaking was the furthest thing from my mind that I wanted to do. And I thought I actually wanted to fix computers for a living. I wanted to be someone who did maintenance on computers and all that type of stuff. Because I was a tech buff, like I was right into technology.
So it's quite the opposite.
Yeah.
I mean, we see technology as a kind of the opposite, the science as the opposite of creativity.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, the other side of your brain decides I'm taking over.
Pretty much,
Basically.
yeah. Well, but the spark's always been there. Like I've always had that. There was something there from birth. Like, so I've always had that creative spark.
Oh, right.
And I think my parents have got a lot to do with that. Like, mum's into craft, dad's into graphic design.
Oh, right.
So I ended up getting the film side of things, which was
right.
pretty cool. But I think what really sparked it off, when I was back in high school, we had a filmmaking class, a movie making class, and I ended up doing that class, and I just fell in love with the process of hiring out the cameras, going out with your mates and shooting something and just winging it.
Yeah.
And creating something, cutting it together. And I was pretty, it's not as good as the stuff that we're creating now, but it was pretty amateur back then, but it was fun. You'd have people in the class just making films for the hell of it, but here I am taking it to the next level type of thing. So I knew that was something that I really wanted to do. And it kind of come back to me later on when I started doing day jobs and things like that. I used to do a lot of day jobs up in Bendigo, like working in factories and things like that.
When you were doing that, making your own feature must have seemed like a bit of a dream. Did it not?
Well, a little bit. Like when you're brainstorming ideas, when you're coming up with ideas, and then you take it to the next level, and it just goes through that process of writing.
But I think also the great thing about things like Blair Witch and Paranormal Activity is that it's said to us as writers or filmmakers or directors, you don't need a lot of money. You can do something fantastic really cheap.
Yeah, well, that's true. Like, if you've got the idea, if you've got the...
A great story is a great story.
If the want is there, if you want to do
the will,
you'll make it.
And a great idea.
You'll go out and you'll make it.
Yeah.
And nothing will stop you.
Yeah.
So, which is pretty cool.
Well, that's just amazing.
Yeah.
So how long did it take you to make The Count? How was it financed?
All self-funded.
Wow.
I believe you got to work hard. There's nothing should be given freely. Everything needs to be obtained.
Yeah.
And everything has to be hard to achieve. If it's not hard to achieve,
you're not
doing it right.
Wow.
And I think you've got that should be your attitude in life. I think in life, the harder something is, the more rewarding it is, and the better it's going to be long term. So I do a lot of self-funding. I just do day jobs, and I save up, and I get no help from no one. And
well, you know what? It gives you plenty of time to go over and over that script, so that you're not racing into like Sofia Coppola racing into a feature film too soon with too much money.
Well,
you're actually thinking it through and
And on the other side of things, with when you get help from people, there's expectations. You know, you've got to do this. You've got to bow to them, and I don't like that. I think being an artist, you should be allowed to express yourself freely and do what you want as an artist, and you shouldn't be told how you're going to do something. Because I just don't think that's the right way of going about it.
Yeah, and now, of course, with your technology background, it's filmmaking is more accessible for less money than it ever was before in the history of mankind.
Yeah, definitely, yeah.
It's almost like on a level now with painting a picture was back in Da Vinci's time.
Yeah.
We can all really, if we really wanted to, go make that money, get the right equipment. If we have the technology and all the gifts that you have. So how many roles do you play, say on the count? How many different jobs? How many different roles?
How many positions I had on the count?
You were the writer.
I was the writer. I wrote the well, it actually wasn't a script. Well, at the start, when I came up with the idea, there was a script. I did write I call it a base plate.
Right.
It was something that the entire cast followed. Like I wrote the script out. It was a 36-page script or something like that, I think, from memory. And I wanted it to be a scripted event. I wanted it to be a proper movie. But as we started filming, I don't know. There's something about improvisation that just gelled with me, and I thought, damn it, I want to create a film that's real. From the absolute core, I want it to be absolutely real.
So I want these actors bouncing off each other, like they've never heard and they don't know what's coming next,
no, it's all
they've
real.
never heard that line
before.
before.
But they follow a base plate. They know exactly what's going to happen within the story, and they just fill in the gaps.
Right.
And that's what we did. I threw away the script.
That's very interesting.
And it's unique. It's very it's
unique.
Very, very difficult to do.
Well, it's very risky.
Yeah, you're taking a lot of risks.
But the thing is, because you self-funded and you don't have to answer to anyone, the only person you have to answer to is yourself. And that's quite a freedom. That means you have such artistic freedom.
I love it. Full freedom and flexibility. I think that's where you get the best results.
It's like you're flying.
Yeah, that's it. And I did the producing on it and directed it and also starred in it. I played one of the main psychopath villains in the film.
I just want you to know I'm scared of masks, so thanks for that.
Yeah, that's all right. No worries.
Masks really scare me, like clowns scare me. Masks, you only would have had to show me the mask.
I don't exactly know where that came from. I think I must have been looking for props at the time, and I kind of went into a toy store and I saw a mask and I thought, And
you got that from a toy store?
Yeah, from Kmart or something like that. Oh no, Toy World.
It is amazing what a certain situation and lighting can do to a prop from Toy World. You know what I mean?
It's amazing, especially for $3. So that's how much it costs. So
you got your $3 worth. Trust me, I'm
definitely.
scared.
Like if they're planning a home invasion and they're going in with balaclavas and stuff, you don't want your victims knowing who you are.
No.
And I just thought, well, if I'm, I've got a career criminal that does this for a living, and he's going to wear a simple balaclava. He doesn't want to see anyone's face. But I thought, well, my character's a nutcase, so why don't you go out and create your own?
Do a real,
and
that's because if he's a real nutcase, there are elements in him of, I think I'm a superhero. There are funny elements in him, really.
Yeah, well, it makes the character unique. It makes the character stand out and go, well, there's something obviously wrong with this bloke if he's different from the other guy.
So
and that's what I was kind of going for. So
can't tell you how scared I was. We're going to take a break, and we'll be back after these messages. Welcome back to Creatives on the Couch. I'm speaking with Luke Launer about his feature film, and we're also going to talk about projects coming up for you, Luke.
Yeah. I'm actually currently working on another big project called Project Snap Factory, and I've been working on that for a while now. And that film's a bit different from the other film because this is more of a foundation film, building my foundations for the future of my next projects and stuff like that. So this film has taken quite a bit of time to get right, but.
Now, when you say to get right, you're at what stage with it?
Oh, I'm in post production, so I'm in the final stages of development and stuff like that. So.
Oh right,
getting everything ready.
Was this also self-funded and?
Yep, all self-funded. Another $30,000 put into it.
Amazing, and it looks so intriguing from the shorts. that you can see online.
Well, that's the main thing. That's a good thing then, yeah.
Yeah, it looks amazing.
Yeah.
So tell me, when you've got your product made, what happens with the distribution? For all the filmmakers out there, what would you suggest when they've got their film to the state they want it?
Look, you've got a couple of different options. They're making it a lot easier for us now. There's a lot of online platforms that you can use to distribute your product. There's Vimeo and there's a lot of them. I just can't really name them. You can even make money off YouTube, which through advertisement and things like that. But there's the other option. You can go and approach distributors. There's a few of them around. But with that comes restrictions. There might be certain things that they want you to include in the product
or edit out.
Yeah, and just taking away the actual, what it represents to you. You know what I mean? Yeah. And me personally being a true artist, I believe the product is what it is. It should be accepted for what it is.
Many distributors.
I don't like the idea of tweaking and adding things and all this, destroying the vision.
Yeah.
And not only that, I just think, just the money side of things, I just think there's more money to be made through self-funding, if you do it yourself. I know it's a lot of extra work, but when in life was anything meant to be easy? So
you're right.
So I prefer, my approach would be just I self-distribute. I'm going to start self-distributing my own products from now on. It
is so cool. Well, we definitely wish you luck with that, and hope that you will come back and tell us how you self-distribute and how that all works, because I find it fascinating.
Yeah.
Because working on a feature film as I did, the distributors came in and said, no, the book is not good enough. We want this to appeal to an older audience, therefore we're going to make all the actors older, therefore the whole story should change. And all these compromises were made to a great story, a really great story, just because some distributors said, no, we want to appeal to this demographic.
Yeah, that's it.
And so, I mean, and especially with something as sharp-edged as your projects.
Well, I just think with self-distribution too, you've got more control over your product. You don't have people telling you what to do. You do it all it's all you, you know what I mean? You do it all on your own. And
absolutely.
I'm just winging it. That's all I'm doing. I have absolutely no idea where to begin or what to do. I'm just hoping for the best. I'm getting all the legal ramifications out of the road, all the classifications, ratings, permissions, all that type of stuff. I'm getting all that out of the road, and then I'm actually just going to go and approach stores and take it from there.
Wow.
What's the worst that's going to happen?
Wow.
So.
Or go to Foxtel.
Yeah, or do anything. Yeah.
Just go up to Foxtel.
Yeah.
Why not?
Why not?
That's right, and also any money you save there is going to be invested in your next feature.
Well, that's it, and there's more money to be made, which can lead to other things later on down the track. So
the Snap Factory and the Count.
Yeah.
Where would you best like to see them shown in in a selected number of cinemas? Well, because they do seem to be like they benefit from the cinema experience.
Yeah, well, when we had the premiere for The Count back in 2012, I think it was, we actually had that premiere at the Bendigo Cinemas. And we actually had a sellout that first night. We actually sold the entire cinema out in under 15 minutes. We had to turn about 100 and something people away from the door.
Fantastic.
Which was crazy.
That, you saw the impact on a cinema
a
cinema crowd, as opposed to it being in homes.
It's the atmosphere. It was the importance of going to the cinema and just seeing the reward, seeing the work that you've done, the hard work, and seeing your name up on the big screen with all other films like Rango and go to Los Angeles at the time, and you're thinking, wow, this is insane. All your hard work starting to pay off.
Yeah. And you're living still in Ballarat?
No, I'm living in Bendigo at the moment.
Oh, Bendigo's so nearby, but it must have been great. It must have been fabulous.
Oh, it was fantastic. Great experience.
Yeah, and you're so young to actually have achieved that.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't imagine what you will be doing 10 years down the track. Do you have a vision for 10 years down the track?
I've already got the next 10 years mapped out already.
You're kidding.
I think of the future. I don't think of today. I think of the future.
But this
And
is what they say is the secret of successful people, is
Yeah.
that they have the dream. You have to have the dream to realise
You've got
the
to know
dream.
what you want, yeah. And you just if you've got a dream, if you've got a vision, just go with it. And don't let it, just if you've got a direct vision, just go with it. Don't stop until you get there.
So does this have something to do with that film you called a foundation film, setting up a foundation for...
I think the foundations, like the building the foundations, like I think there's a lot of people that just jump on, they don't understand the language, they jump on from what someone else has left off, like whatever is given. Like you can just take someone's word for it, you can just take look at a film and go, oh, I accept that for what it is.
Mm-hmm.
But I think to be great at something, to be exceptional at something, you've got to do your homework. You've got to go right back from the ground, from the roots, and work your way back up to the top. You've got to do your time.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm doing. That's what I mean by building the foundations. You've got to sort of learn from the ground up and work your way up.
So you really, if you're in a pinch, you could do every job on a film?
I could if I wanted
Wow.
to, yeah. And I have worked with people in the past and stuff like that, but it's just, yeah, I like doing a lot of the things on my own because I understand the language. It helps me make better films because I've got an understanding behind how things work. And I know, like, collaboration's supposed to be a good thing and all that type of stuff, but there's just not enough trust. I don't have enough trust in people to get the job done the way I want it to, and I don't know if that's bad on my part being a director with my communication, but I'm just not seeing it out there.
Well, if you're getting the product, the bottom line is, are you getting a product you're proud of? And
Yeah,
if you
well, that's
are,
it, yeah.
If you are, and you're doing it by doing a lot of the work or more of the work than most people do,
Yeah.
all credit to you. Your parents must be so proud that they instilled such self-confidence in you,
Yeah, well, I think they are. So.
such a go-getter attitude.
Yeah.
I mean, because really, at your age, most people are still thinking about...
I'll just say this, I was very lucky. I was very lucky to
that
know
you
what I
attended
wanted.
that...
It's just the fact that, like you said, a lot of people don't know what they want at that age. But I was blessed that I actually knew that I was given the answer to what I wanted to be in life, and I never looked back. So as soon as I saw going on the internet and seeing the course, the filmmaking course that started all this, like up on the on the side there, the banner, and clicking on it, and then just not being able to sleep that night knowing that I didn't pay to be enrolled in that course, and I'm on the phone to Dad saying, should I do the course? And he's like, go for it, mate. I've always thought this is in you, go for it. And I just went and did it, never looked back. Started writing my own first short film, No Control. Just sitting on the train writing ideas, putting it all together, organising everything, going out there, filming it, shooting it, putting it together, and then going on to my next film, and the rest is history. Boom.
Well, it's just fantastic. And your parents have done a brilliant job.
Yeah.
So we're going to take a break there, and we'll be back after these messages. Welcome back to Creatives on the Couch, where I'm speaking with Luke Launer about his film projects. There's been The Count, there's been The Snap Factory, and what's ahead for you, Luke?
I've got a couple of projects on the go. My next film will be a bit of a road movie based out in the bush about a group of friends that go joyriding across the Australian countryside to go camping on a long weekend. And they go out there and there's something happens out there, which I'm not going to give away too much, but it's an unexplained event. It's a bit of a phenomenon.
Wow.
Which is pretty cool.
So do you always have these ideas happening in your head while you're working on one film and doing your editing on Snap Factory? Yeah. The next film's walked into your head and started...
Absolutely. Like and sometimes you get a bit too far ahead of yourself. You want to kind of move on from the project you're working on to do the next thing.
Oh no, but this will be better.
Yeah, yeah.
You've got to be careful of that.
Yeah, but with this film, the event, I with Snap Factory, it was mainly shot indoors, and I want to do a complete outdoor movie.
Right. You want to get out in the sunshine.
Yeah, I want to get out in the sunshine.
You want to get some vitamin D.
That's it. Yeah. So that's one of my main reasons. And
look, you're smiling about it. You're incredibly positive about it, and what you've achieved is just exceptional, especially at your age, but for any age. But have there been times when you've been brought to your knees by the filmmaking process? Because I do know that in this country especially, and especially self-funded, it's tough. Tell us about some of your more difficult moments.
That's a good question, and it's rarely been brought up in interviews, and I think it's very important that the general public or anyone that considers taking on any position in the film industry, it doesn't matter if you're an actor or a director or a writer or producer or whatever it may be, you're going to experience challenges.
And that's if you're lucky enough to get the work.
Exactly, that's right. And you're gonna. It's not all sunshine and rainbows like everyone thinks it is. You know, like, it's so easy for me to slap up a movie and put it in front of you and say, "Oh, cool, here you go."
It looks fabulous, and opening night must have been terrific.
Oh,
but,
that's all, it's all just byproduct.
But your parents must have seen you go through some hard times on your way to that, or you must have. There must have been sacrifices, personal or.
Well, look, I'll just give you some of the things that happens. It's, you know, there'd be times, guys, where the pressure gets so much that you cry yourself to sleep at nights because you just can't handle what goes on with the process. You know, there'd be times where you can't sleep. There'd
Especially
be times
if you're
where
acting.
you're mentally and physically sick and drawn from your projects. There'll be times where it absolutely just cripples you, it puts you in the ground, and you think to yourself, there's no way out, and I might as well quit, I might as well give up. Yeah. Because you're just not seeing the results. You'd feel like you're not getting anywhere.
So sometimes in this country, filmmaking is like beating your head against a brick wall.
Absolutely.
It is sometimes.
It is the hardest
if you're
thing
not prepared...
I have ever done in any single thing I've ever done in my life. What I'm doing now is the hardest thing I've ever done in my life.
Yeah.
By far.
Yeah.
And I've embraced it. I've embraced the thought and the fact now, because it happens with every film I create. Every single film I've created, I've gone in with the ideology that it's going to be this is going to be the most easiest thing on the face of the planet. But when it comes to the actual process of it, everything that you believed went out the window in a blink of an eye, just like that. Yeah. Everything changes.
Yeah.
And you've got to learn to adapt and evolve to the current given situation.
Yeah, it could be the weather, it could be your personnel, it could be your crew, it could be your equipment.
It changes
everything. It could be just the gods are against you that day.
And it just annoys you because you have such a vision in your head and you want to get it exact. You want it to be perfect.
And then...
And it never turns out the way you want it to. And you try your best to get close, but it'll never get there. And that's all you can do. You just let it go. You can't really do any more than that.
So that said...
Just put your best foot forward.
Look at the count and you look at Snap Factory and think I could have done that
better.
There's
only one film that I've shot, and it was a short film, a 4-minute short film called Normal, and I shot that just after No Control, my very first film, just before I did The Count, and it was the best. It's my, you always have that one film that's your best, that's your masterpiece. That film I pretty much nailed. It was perfect in every single way possible. It was perfect.
So now that film torments you that you can do it again.
Yeah, and I can't there.
Can't you do it again? It teases you.
No, I don't know what it is. It's obviously
but
circumstances.
In a way, wanting a film to be perfect is like wanting and it is collaborative because you are using actors and stuff. It's like wanting a work of art to be perfect. When do you stop? When do you stop rewriting a novel? When do you stop touching up a painting?
I personally think you've got to hit there's got to be a form of satisfaction. And it's a feeling that only you know about. It's a feeling that's in your gut.
Yeah.
And it's deep down, and it's a tingly sensation. Oh, well, mine's tingly. Yeah. I get a tingly sensation. It's like a butterfly effect when you know you've hit the right notes. And I think only then, when you get to that stage, you know in your heart and soul it's ready. It's done. And you can't get any more out of it.
Wow. And the added torment to that is you tell yourself you don't care what other people think. That's the smart thing to say to yourself. You tell yourself that, and then you take it to a cinema and you show it to other people because that's the nature of film. And sometimes you do care.
I just think I think you've got to go in and just put your best foot forward and do the best job you can in yourself.
Yeah.
And then let it go. I think you gotta allow yourself to get there, and then push on from it, move on, because it's out of your control.
It's in a way, it's kind of like creating people, parenting.
Yeah.
You just got to do the best you can.
You've got to put
You've got
your
to
best
know
foot
that
forward.
there'll be compromises. You've got to know there'll be mistakes, and you've got to embrace it all.
You've just got to put your best foot forward.
And embrace. In a way, you are embracing pain.
That's it.
In that
you
process.
got to go through those motions.
Yeah.
You've got to suffer for your art and craft. If there's no suffering, you get nothing out of it. You're going to get nothing.
But do you feel, though, for that suffering, do you feel each time you become a better filmmaker? Because that would never end. So,
absolutely.
So that's the upside.
I think that's
you're
your reward.
growing.
It's
you're
your
growing.
reward. Yeah.
You're getting wiser.
It's a reward from all your hard work.
Yeah.
And I think you've got to accept. I think you've got to embrace it. I think you've got to try and somehow. And I know it's hard. Try and accept the pain that it comes with, because you're growing. It's going to make you a better filmmaker.
And accepting that it hasn't reached where you wanted to go with it, but it's so close.
Yeah.
And you did your best, but that must be the hardest thing in the world. And then you're going to move on.
That's it.
It's like almost like sending children out into the world.
It's torture. It's so hard to. People have no idea.
No.
They think filmmaking is easy.
And
it's a walk in the park,
and it's not glamorous.
And you get nothing from you just got to flip your mentality around and just look at the bigger picture.
It's very hard work. It's very long hours over a very short.
And it's very mental. It's mental abuse.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, creative stuff can be.
Artist,
yeah, you're right.
A lot of it's mental.
Yeah.
And you got to be prepared for that.
It's a mental game. So you need that strong basis.
You got to be strong. Yeah.
That your parents gave you.
Yeah.
That strong backup is
and just
vital.
accept it.
Yeah.
Just embrace it, because it's not going to get any easier.
Yeah.
And until you accept that, it might get a little bit easier for you.
If you accept that it won't get, it'll get easier. You know, if you just sort of accept the difficulty.
That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. Such wise words.
Yeah.
From one so young.
Yeah, well, it's all just self-taught. I do everything on my own. I just learn. And that's it. I think that's all we can do.
Well, actually, someone says that if you never stop learning, you will always stay young. So long as you keep learning.
Yeah.
Someone wise said that. I can't remember who it was, but they were wise.
That's
so
cool.
so long as you're open to keeping on learning and suffering a little bit.
Like you said, keep an open mind.
Yeah.
I think that's very important. I just think a lot of people close the book, and I think keep an open mind.
Absolutely.
With what you do, because it'll save you.
And also be open to what you don't know.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. Embrace it.
Yeah. Well, on that incredibly wise note, we'll have to say goodbye, but it's been fascinating talking to you, and the best of luck with your release of those two films and with your future film projects. It's been wonderful meeting you, Luke.
It's been an honor, Christine.
Thank you so much.
Thank
you so much. That's it for Creatives on the Couch. We'll see you next time.